The halls of the Lithorian palace shimmered with soft blue light as Queen Liara stepped toward the balcony that overlooked her vast city. Towers of crystal curved into the pale sky, and the soft hum of energy flowed through every structure. Yet within all that beauty lived a grief that had settled so heavily onto the Queen that even the palace lights seemed dim beside it. Her daughter, Princess Alara, had been taken during the last border conflict with a distant faction that opposed the peaceful network of worlds the Lithorians belonged to. No harm had been reported, but Alara had been carried far beyond the Queen's influence. Days had turned to cycles. Hope had thinned. The Queen had begun to speak less and move even more quietly than before, as if fearing that loud motion would break whatever thin thread of possibility remained. Those in the palace prayed for a miracle. None expected that miracle to arrive by human hands not far beyond the Lithorian borders. Captain Rowan adjusted the controls of his small vessel as he drifted toward a battered outpost on the edge of neutral space. Humans had only recently joined the interstellar community. Many saw them as unpredictable, but strangely resilient. Rowan had earned a reputation for stepping into places others hesitated to enter. It was exactly that reputation that made him the one chosen to find a way through unstable territory where the princess had last been seen dot his ship. A simple craft named Ember moved with a steady hum. While Rowan traveled alone, he never felt isolated. He took pride in knowing that humans had always thrived by stepping into uncertainty and pushing forward. He had no intention of returning to Earth until he found the lost princess. He considered it a matter of honor. More than that, he could not turn away from the idea of a young life stranded far from home. Approaching the outpost, Rowan activated his scanners. The structure looked abandoned, but faint energy readings flickered behind the metal walls. He landed on a low platform and stepped onto the silent deck. The air smelled faintly metallic, and only small beams of light pierced through gaps in the ceiling. Rowan walked with slow, careful steps, his senses sharpened. He had seen plenty of derelict sites, but this one felt different. Something in the stillness pressed on him like a waiting breath. Then he heard it. A soft voice from the shadows. A voice that trembled without fear, yet carried exhaustion that could not be hidden. Is someone there? Rowan held up his hands in a calm greeting and moved toward the sound. Amid the dim light, he saw the outline of a young Lithorian figure leaning against a metal frame. Her long silver hair was tangled, her garments dusty, but her eyes shone with resilient calm. Rowan recognized her from the official holograms he had studied. Princess Alara. You must be Alara, he said. I'm here to bring you home. The princess steadied herself. She looked at him with surprise. A human came for me. Rowan nodded. Yes, I could not leave you out here. The princess stared for a moment, as if trying to understand why someone from such a distant world would cross unknown borders for her. She stepped toward him with quiet trust. She did not ask how he had found her. She did not ask what he wanted in return. It felt as if she sensed something genuine in him that needed no explanation. Rowan examined the outpost around them. Anyone else here? No, she answered. They left when the core failed. I stayed because I was too weak to travel. I believed someone would come. I did not know who. Rowan offered his arm. Then let's get you home. They walked back to the Ember, and once inside, Rowan monitored her condition and prepared the ship for departure. Alara sat near the forward window, gazing at the stars with a calmness that surprised him. She did not speak often. When she did, her voice carried a soft strength despite her exhaustion. Rowan set a stable course toward Lithorian space. Your mother has been searching for you. She never gave up. Alara rested her head on the seat. I knew she would hope. I only feared she would hurt. Rowan glanced at her, noticing the steadiness behind her quiet words. She reminded him of leaders he had admired on Earth. People who understood that compassion could be more powerful than force. The journey continued across wide stretches of space, through glowing nebula fields and silent drifting clusters. During the long passage, Rowan guided Alara through calm breathing with the ship's gravity adjustments and helped her regain strength. She shared stories of her world, her people, and her mother's gentle rule. Rowan shared pieces of Earth life, careful not to burden her with the rougher details of human history. He focused on music, on ocean shores, on forests that swayed like they moved with their own thoughts. Alara listened with interest, enchanted by the simple wonder of human nature. In turn, she described the Thorian cities that shimmered with layered light and gardens that held trees with leaves that sang when they chew. Wind passed through them as she regained energy. She offered Rowan a small glowing crystal she carried. "This holds a memory from my home. It will help guide your path through our territory." Rowan accepted it with gratitude. "Thank you. I'll protect it." "You already protect something far more valuable," she said with a gentle smile. "You protect my return." Her words stayed with him as the ember drifted into the bright ribbon of Lithorian space. The region was marked by soft bands of violet starlight that formed natural corridors across the area. Lithorian ships appeared almost instantly, scanning Rowan's vessel. Their sleek forms glowed like flowing arcs of silver. A voice transmitted through the channel, polite but firm. "Human vessel, identify your purpose." Rowan replied clearly. "I am Captain Rowan. I carry Princess Alara. She is safe." There was a long pause followed by a surge of relief in the transmitted voice. "Proceed to the capital at once." Alara placed a hand on the window as they approached the glittering world ahead. The planet glowed with blue and white radiance, its city towers like delicate spires of living glass. As they descended, Rowan could see crowds gathering around the palace grounds. Word had already spread. The ember settled onto a landing platform beneath the main palace archway. Rowan helped Alara step out. The moment her feet touched the platform, a wave of soft chimes echoed from the palace towers as if welcoming her home. Guards approached quietly, but before they could speak, the palace doors opened and Queen Leora stepped forward. She moved with the grace of someone who carried deep responsibility. Yet her pace quickened the instant she saw her daughter. Alara walked toward her, and the queen wrapped her in a firm embrace that held both relief and unspoken promise. For a long moment, the world around them fell silent. Even the wind seemed to pause out of respect for their reunion. When they finally stepped apart, Leora looked to Rowan. Her eyes held gratitude so immense that it softened even the formality of her royal presence. "You brought her home," the queen said. "You crossed great distance for someone who was not of your world." Rowan bowed his head. "I could not do anything less." The queen approached him and placed her hand over her heart. "Know that your act will be remembered for generations. Our people speak of humans with curiosity. Now they will speak with respect." Alara stepped beside her mother. He did not hesitate, even when the path was uncertain. Leora nodded. "Such courage is rare. You have shown that your people carry something strong within them." A procession of Lithorian healers arrived to escort Alara inside. Before she left, she turned to Rowan. "Will you visit again? I would like to learn more about the oceans you described." Rowan smiled. "If I have the chance, yes." The princess gave a small nod before following the healers. Rowan watched her go, relieved to see her moving with steadier steps. The queen guided Rowan along the palace walkway. "There is a gathering chamber ahead where I would like to speak with you. Only a short time. You must be tired." Inside, the walls glowed with soft shifting colors. The chamber felt warm and peaceful. The queen motioned for him to sit. "You have done more than you understand," she said. "Our worlds have been distant from each other. Your action bridges that distance. Rowan shook his head modestly. I only did what anyone should do. That is why it matters, Leora replied. Many speak of what should be done. Few act. Rowan considered the meaning behind her words. Someone with such responsibility understood the rarity of true action. He felt honored, but did not know how to express it. The Queen continued, Your help does not bind you to us, and we will not ask anything further. But know that our doors are open to your people. If a human seeks aid, guidance, or simply a place of peace, they will not be turned away. Rowan stood respectfully. Thank you. I'm grateful. As he prepared to leave, the Queen placed a small pendant in his hand. It was shaped like a shimmering leaf, delicate yet filled with light. This is a sign of trust, she said. Carry it, and you carry our respect. Rowan accepted it with care and bowed. I'll honor it. He returned to the Ember feeling a calm pride that he had not expected when the mission began. There was no celebration from his own world, no grand welcome waiting for him, yet he felt something stronger than recognition. He felt connected to a family he had helped reunite. He felt part of a bond that spanned more than distance. Before departing, he glanced at the palace one last time. Far above, on one of the high balconies, Alara stood with her mother. They raised their hands in a quiet farewell, and Rowan lifted his hand in return. The ember rose gently into the sky. As the city lights grew smaller, Rowan thought about how H